My beloved, I know the burdens you've carried, the late nights you've cried in silence, wondering if your life will ever move from just surviving to truly living. I know the weight of lack you've felt, not only financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and generationally. Some of you have inherited more struggle than strategy, more fear than freedom, more bills than blessings. But I, the Lord your God, am speaking directly to your heart today. I am not just delivering you from lack. I am establishing legacy through you. This message is not for the qualified, not for the wealthy, not for the perfect. It is for the willing, for the open heart, for the one who dares to believe that I, the Almighty, can build something eternal through an ordinary life. Hear me clearly now. This is your divine appointment. I am doing something that your ancestors prayed for and never saw. I am starting a new cycle through you. You are the transition point between what was and what will be. I am building generational wealth, not just in your bank account, but in your spirit, in your family, in your mindset, and in your impact. For too long, the enemy has convinced my children that poverty is holy and wealth is evil. But I say to you today, financial freedom is your kingdom right when it is used to glorify me and serve others. You were never created to live under the weight of fear or paycheck-to-paycheck stress. I said in my word, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Proverbs 13:22. I do not speak of material things only. I speak of vision, of wisdom, of opportunity, of favor, of divine positioning. I speak of passive income that flows even when you rest, of supernatural increase that defies logic and timing. My child, do not doubt what I can do through a surrendered life. There was once a man named Joseph, sold as a slave, falsely accused and forgotten in prison. But because he kept his eyes on me, I raised him to the palace, and he became a vessel of legacy for his family and his nation. The famine didn't stop my plan. The betrayal didn't block my promise. The setbacks didn't cancel my strategy. And the same is true for you. What others see as your disadvantage, I see as your setup. I have already written your name into the story of generational wealth, and now I am activating it. Not next year, not in a distant season. Now. I am breathing on your finances. I am stirring your creativity. I am releasing divine connections. And I am unlocking hidden treasures inside of you that have been buried beneath doubt and discouragement. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant." My covenant with you is not weak or temporary. It is eternal. It is unshakable. And when you walk in obedience, when you trust me in the unseen, you align yourself with this covenant and release a flow of provision that is both natural and supernatural. I will not only provide what you need, I will multiply it. I will give you ideas for business, for investments, for ministry, for writing, for speaking, for building, and for changing the future of your family line. Do not look at your current account balance as a measure of your future. Do not look at your age, your education, or your location as barriers. When I decide to establish a legacy through someone, I do not consult their resume. I look at their heart. And I see your heart, child. I see the purity of your prayers, the depth of your desire to do more, to break cycles, to be the first, to be the change. And I am answering you now. The days of scraping by are over. The days of depending on systems that were never meant to sustain you are ending. I am setting you apart. I am teaching you to sow in faith, to steward wisely, to trust fully. I will teach you to walk with your head high, not in pride, but in promise. I will teach you how to leave a legacy that doesn't end when you take your last breath. Yes, I am raising you up to walk in wisdom, to live in overflow, to walk in faith so boldly that others will ask, "How did you go from lack to legacy?" And you will say, "It was not me. It was the hand of God." You will not just own a home, you will own peace. You will not just pay off debt, you will fund kingdom dreams. You will not just have enough, you will have more than enough to bless others. 2 Corinthians 9:8 declares, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." I want that abundance for you, not to hoard, but to help, not to boast, but to bless. Because I am turning you into a river, not a reservoir. What flows to you will flow through you, and through you, generations will be fed, schools will be built, missions will be funded, single mothers will be supported, and hope will rise. This is not a fantasy. This is my promise. I know you feel small, but I am big enough for both of us. I know you don't have all the answers, but I am the way. I know you've made mistakes, but I've already covered them with my grace. I am not looking for perfection. I am looking for partnership. Will you say yes? Will you believe again? Will you take the next step in faith, even if you don't know all the details? I promise you, I will not fail you. I am establishing a flow of generational wealth through anyone who will trust me completely. Yes, even you. Yes, right now. My child, you are not behind. You are not too broken. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are covered. You are equipped. I have seen what others missed. I have prepared what you can't yet imagine. From lack to legacy, that is your path. That is your promise. Walk in it now. Speak it aloud. Claim it with faith. And as you do, I will move in ways that leave you in awe. For I am not limited by time, by status, by generational patterns, or by earthly systems. I am the God who multiplies loaves and fish, who parts seas with a word, who turns water into wine, and who breathes life into dry bones. What seems impossible to man is the starting point for my miracles. And when you release the doubt and embrace divine trust, I unlock what was once hidden. I provide from where there was nothing, and I make a way where there was no way. Remember Abraham, my friend. I called him before he ever saw the promise. I told him he would be the father of many nations when he didn't even have one child. But he believed, and that faith was credited to him as righteousness. And now I call you to that same kind of faith. Not perfect faith, but persistent faith. The kind of faith that believes even with shaking hands. The kind of faith that obeys even with trembling steps. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to trust the one who built it. Because I know where I'm taking you. I know the doors I'm opening, the people I'm sending, the healing I'm releasing, and the generational blessing I'm establishing through your yes. I know the inheritance you never received, but I'm creating one through you. You may have come from lack, from brokenness, from silence, but through me, you are becoming the beginning of something new. A new financial story, a new family tree, a new legacy of purpose, provision, and peace. I am the God of increase, supernatural increase. And when you walk with me, increase is not just possible, it is inevitable. I don't only bless what you have, I bless who you are becoming in me. That's why I refine you before I release you. and I prepare your character before I pour out my blessing. Because generational wealth must be carried by generational wisdom. I am teaching you to manage well, to give freely, to sow deeply, and to trust completely. I'm showing you that money is not your master. I am. And when I lead, abundance follows. Psalm 23:1 says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing." That is your new declaration. That is your new default. You lack nothing because you walk with the one who owns everything. I open bank vaults and hearts alike. I give strategy and dreams and answers through strangers. I break financial curses and replace them with kingdom assignments. I am doing this now, not because of your perfection, but because of your position in my grace. You are seated with me in heavenly places. You are not scraping from the ground. You are receiving from above. I want to make you a light in dark economies. I want to raise you as an example of what it looks like when heaven funds a life. But hear me, don't measure success by what others have. I don't bless copies. I bless the original design I placed inside you. Your path will not look like theirs, but it will be good, fruitful, and full of divine moments. Look at Ruth. She didn't start with wealth or status, but her obedience brought her into a field of favor. She followed me, and I led her into inheritance. And just like I did for her, I will do for you. I am placing you in divine fields, divine timing, divine connections. You don't need to chase opportunity. Opportunity will recognize you when you walk in alignment. You don't need to impress people. Your obedience to me is your greatest promotion. And yes, child, your future is already funded. I am providing not only what you need, but what your children and grandchildren will need. My storehouse is full. My timing is perfect. My word will not return void. So walk forward, not in fear, but in expectation. Expect divine phone calls. Expect surprise payments. Expect contracts, ideas, partnerships, and favor that can only be explained by my hand. Now is the time to stretch your faith, not just to receive a blessing, but to become the blessing. I am raising up kingdom financiers, faith-filled entrepreneurs, anointed stewards, and miracle-minded givers. And you are one of them. Yes, you. No matter your past, no matter your mistakes, I use the least expected to do the most extraordinary. And I will use you too, to impact nations, to shift atmospheres, to rewrite family stories. From lack to legacy, that is my promise to you. So rise up, speak life over your finances, cancel every lie of scarcity, and declare with your own voice, my household is blessed. My future is covered. My God supplies all my needs. My legacy begins now. Because what I start, I always finish. And I started something in you that will outlive you and glorify. And as you do, I will move in ways that leave you in awe. Your story is just beginning, and the chapters ahead are soaked in purpose, prosperity, and peace. Don't keep this to yourself. Share this message with someone who needs to hear my voice today. Like this video, subscribe for more messages from me, and let's spread this love to the world. When you subscribe to the Sacred Voice, you are not just joining a channel. You are opening your heart to receive daily reminders of my presence and my promises. Let your heart stay close to mine, and you will never walk in lack again. Share this with 5 people who need God right now. You might be the reason they step out of fear and into faith. I love you, I've got you, and I'm not done with you yet.